Hi guys, welcome to our video. I'm Kylie.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Jillian.
Before we begin, we have a few questions. First, have you ever had a job? Second, if your employer didn't pay you, would you still go to that job? Chances are you wouldn't, which means you've been consumed by a reward system.
Reward systems are so commonly used in our society that sometimes we don't even realize they're there. Humans are attracted to things in their environment that they get enjoyment or pleasure from.
Chances are many of you are watching this presentation in order to receive participation marks for this course, and not because it gives you great pleasure to engage in our video. This is an example of a reward system.
In classroom settings, educators will often use elaborate reward systems to increase student motivation, effort, and participation. Here's a video displaying one classroom teacher's method of reward systems that works in his classroom.
School year is upon us. Today's teaching tip video is on a new behavior incentive that focuses on teamwork and academics. We're starting right now. What I have to share with you today is a behavior incentive that I call the brain power jar. Basically what the brain power jar is, it's a jar that starts out empty and the goal is to fill it. Fill it with what? Brain power. Brain power is magical energy that has been given to us by the graces of Superman himself from planet Krypton. Basically, they're little fuzzballs that I found at Target, and they're of varying sizes. A small brain power is given to an individual student as a reward for academic success or working together as a team. A medium-sized brain power is given to a set small group of students when they work together or complete an academic task, and the large brain power is for an entire class reward if the whole class does something great. A conversation that I have with my students about the brain power is it takes a lot less time to fill that jar if we keep putting big brain powers in than if we put little ones in. So the message is, if we work together as a team, we are going to fill that jar.
So Mr. Fain uses the brain power jar as a way to motivate his students. Let's talk about different ways to motivate students. So for example, my grade 6 teacher used individual reward systems in groups rather than whole group systems. So he would divide us into 6 seating groups in the room, and each seating group would choose a name for their group. They'd make a banner with their name.
And groups would work together to collect stars to add to their group banner. Stars may be awarded for various reasons, such as being the quietest group or completing the task the quickest. At the end of the week, the team with the most stars wins a reward, and groups are randomly redrawn to give everyone a fair chance at winning.
Systems have been used in classrooms for decades, yet still remain a controversial practice. This is because there are plenty of advantages as well as disadvantages of using them with children.
While researching, we found an article by Special Learning Incorporated regarding one major benefit of using reward systems in the classroom. That benefit includes using them with children with special needs, specifically children with autism.
These children benefit highly from receiving praise and/or small rewards following an appropriate behavior in a social setting. It's always best to use praise that directly relates to the behavior or a reward that is interesting to the individual that motivates them to the greatest extent.
In addition to this advantage, another benefit to students who are typically developing is that they feel motivated to work hard and engage in self-discipline.
For young students, a reward system is a tangible way of showing abstract ideas such as responsibility and empathy in a way that is meaningful to the student.
Here are some examples of reward systems that you can implement in your classroom. Having a class sticker chart. Teachers can use individual or class sticker charts as a reward system. Students will then get a sticker when they have demonstrated a desired behavior or achieved something academically. Another thing that you could use is having a classroom pet. And doing so, when the teacher sees a student working well, they place the stuffed animal on their desk. Doing this will praise this student and show the other students that when you work hard or you do something great, you can receive a term with the classroom pet. Another idea could be having raffle tickets. In this case, when students demonstrate an appropriate desired behavior, their name is put into the raffle jar. The students' names can be put in as many times as the student deserves to be. At the end of the week, the students will then do a raffle where the student picked can then get a prize out of the prize box. Another type of reward system that you could use in your class is by having a list of 10 different activities that the student who is being rewarded can pick from. The student will then pick an activity that they desire.
So let's discuss another means of a reward system you could use in your classroom. One example we really liked was brag tags. Brag tags are teaching tools used to address and reward students for displaying good behaviors. They look like this, and it's like a little card on a lanyard kind of, and they're best used to encourage proper behavior as well as model extraordinary behaviors with young children. Brag tags might emphasize certain positive behaviors, such as being a good friend to someone or cleaning up a mess they didn't make. When a student receives a brag tag from a teacher, he or she can maybe wear it around their neck or hang it from a specified place in the classroom where their name is to show off that they earned this tag, hence the name brag tags. The advantages of this form of reward system: it might inspire students to model good behaviors if they see other students are being rewarded for doing these things. Unfortunately, the disadvantage is that it singles out students who are having a bit of a harder time participating in these good behaviors. Let's outline 3 disadvantages of reward systems. The first is addiction. Students may become addicted to classroom rewards if they become too accustomed to receiving them upon completion of desired behaviors and tasks. A student who is addicted to rewards will not complete the same tasks and behaviors if the reward is taken away.
The second disadvantage is control and manipulation. Students can feel when they are being manipulated, or the teacher is trying to control them. This also teaches students how to manipulate others and that manipulation is acceptable.
The third is rewards versus bribes. A successful reward system may make the implementer feel powerful, as if they've found a way to control others in order to achieve what they want from them. Educators must be careful when using reward systems, as they don't want to overuse them or use them as bribes. It's important to remember that reward systems and bribes are not the same thing and should not be used interchangeably. What I wanted to touch deeply on while researching this topic was the answer to this question. Do educators rely too heavily on reward systems in the classroom setting rather than focusing on building intrinsic motivation in students? We thought this was a thought-provoking question that's open-ended and might evoke more than one response, as it does not have a single correct answer.
We believe that using reward systems in classrooms can be beneficial as long as the educator is working towards building students' intrinsic motivation while using them.
Although intrinsic motivation has been shown in research to be more effective for long-term lasting effects than extrinsic motivation, they may be used together to yield greater results. Dr. Willie Lenz notes that even students who have a strong intrinsic motivation can be highly motivated by extrinsic rewards.
Oftentimes, employers use different types of reward systems in the workplace to increase employee performance. Although common, this is a dangerous approach for those individuals who lack intrinsic motivation to complete tasks and rely solely on extrinsic reward to fuel their motivation to complete their job.
According to Mulvihill, kids are still building up their bank account of experiences that provide the basis for intrinsic motivation, meaning they haven't yet acquired the capacity to feel motivated by themselves, but they do so through lived experiences.
Although educators must recognize the importance of engaging children in practices to develop their intrinsic motivation, at times, external motivation to master a new skill or achieve goals may be appropriate and most beneficial. Now let's talk about how to implement reward systems. Number 1, set achievable and measurable goals and expectations for students.
Number 2, define how the reward system will be used.
Number 3, explain the reason why a reward is being given when giving the reward.
Number 4, give the students a voice.
5, reward early.
Number 6, lessening the rewards over time.
Number 7, give random rewards.
Here are some examples of how rewards should be used in the classroom.
Rewards must be controlled by the implementer, so in this case it'd be the educator.
Rewards must be effective.
Rewards should discourage the students from manipulating the reward.
Effective rewards in the PJ sector include taking a homework task, sitting with a friend, sitting in the teacher's chair or at the teacher's desk, and being the teacher's helper.
Let's talk about when to implement reward systems in our classroom.
Reward systems should be implemented in the classroom at the beginning of the year, which can help decrease an array of behavioral and educational problems throughout the year. Teachers struggling with classroom-centered issues, including low or failing grades, incomplete homework, refusal to do work, poor student relationships, and the inability of students to focus in class, should implement a reward system in their classroom.
According to research, the payoff of using a whole class reward system includes academic improvement, improved general behavior, happy students and families, and a significant benefit to students who have a disability.
There are 8 rules of effectively using reward systems to increase motivation.
Number 1, specify the target behavior.
Number 2, select effective rewards.
Number 3, be ready for change.
Number 4, set the reinforcement contingency.
Number 5, wait for the target behavior to occur, then reinforce it.
Number 6, move from the continuous to intermittent reinforcement.
Number 7, monitor the results of your reward program.
Number 8, experiment. Be ready to change and change again.
So this is our personal experience using reward systems in the classroom. So we had a presentation that we did a couple weeks ago. We wanted to collect some more information for this project, so we did a reward system in one of our classes at the end of our presentation to see if it would help or what with the memorization and understanding of the content we displayed. And what we found was that it really helped at the time. Like, some people got perfect on our Kahoot, they memorized all the information, it was great, they were really motivated to win the basket, but not so motivated to remember the information, because the next day we went and we asked the 3 winners that we had, the top 3, we asked them if they remembered the information, and the most that any of the 3 could remember off of our 12 questions we had for our Kahoot was 3 answers. And one of the winners couldn't remember anything. So that goes to show that rewarding them for their participation in our presentation really helped short term, but not so much long term.